What's up, guys? NBA Talk, April 27, 2018. Friday basketball for you. Here to cover the Toronto Raptors versus the Washington Wizards, which finished first for today. And Toronto's going on to the second round. They beat the Washington Wizards in their house in Game 6 of this series, which has been pretty good. It has been very flavorful. It's one of the better series for this first round. Well, overall playoffs, because we're counting the whole thing. Toronto Raptors win 102-92, so 10 points. Washington Wizards started off pretty damn good. The first quarter was phenomenal. Toronto Raptors were struggling, definitely. In that first quarter, couldn't really get into rhythm. They couldn't stop the Washington Wizards for going off, especially Bradley Beal. He really came alive tonight, and also John Wall. In comparison to everybody else, John Wall, Bradley Beal definitely showed up. Overall, in the end, the second quarter, Toronto started to get their feet together. Like they were able to get themselves together. Their defense started to pick up a little bit more. Yeah, they always know how to pick their defense up at the right moments. Like, they don't allow this game to go completely bonkers. Don't let it become a blowout. Toronto Raptors know how to control that. If they could keep that up, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I can say that. If they could able to maintain that. It's just that the fourth quarter has been the big problem for the Toronto Raptors overall. But tonight, that was not the case, which I will get into. Yeah, it was into. I'm gonna just get into it right now. The fourth quarter, they were still down, I believe. Coming into the fourth quarter, that's when they really let the Washington Wizards have it. The bench players, give them a round of applause because they showed up big time for this team. Fred Van finally played his first NBA playoff game this year. After injury, after missing so many games in the NBA playoffs, he finally showed up, and he was very good when he was only playing for a couple of minutes. Like, he was very vital for the team. He didn't shoot well, but he definitely controlled the tempo. He's the guy that was really much needed for tonight. Delon Wright was pretty much the guy holding down the fort, coming off the bench. There's been a back and forth between him and Kelly Oubre Jr., who played in the starting lineup for Otto Porter Jr., which we're going to get to in a second. But the bench players definitely showed up. Pascal Siakam definitely showed up for sure. CJ Miles did some good things there. But Fred Van, I like what he did, and Siakam what he did. It was very, very much needed. Raptors, Kyle Lowry showing up big time. This is probably his best game in the playoffs so far. Best game so far in these playoffs. And this is what they definitely needed. So yeah, man. Kyle Lowry, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists tonight. DeMar DeRozan, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Serge Ibaka with 7 points. He was 3 for 10 from the field. OG played 20 minutes, 7 points and a rebound. This is probably his best game ever. Well, not best game ever. I don't want to dog him like that. This is probably his best game defensive-wise, because he was doing some very good things on the defensive end, which that's his bread and butter. Off the bench, you got Siakam with 11 points, 8 rebounds, plus 18 on the court. The best player on the court for the Toronto Raptors. Great job. Absolutely great job. Fred Van was plus 12 on the court. Delon Wright was plus 12 on the court. Absolutely fantastic. Great job for the bench players. 44% from the field, 28% from the three-point range, which is nothing to smile at. But they definitely showed up when it needed most. The fourth quarter, which has been a problem for the Toronto Raptors to close out the deal, which is going to be the case for the second round. Whoever comes out of the Cavaliers versus the Indiana Pacers game, which is going to be very, very vital for the Toronto Raptors if it ends up being Cavaliers, because the history, you don't want history repeating itself. 47 rebounds, 18 assists, and only 6 turnovers. The last 2 games, I believe they were turning the ball over a lot, but this time around they were able to cut that down to 6. Absolutely good job. Wizards, Bradley Beal, 32 points, 10 for 22 from the field. He was excellent tonight. John Wall was pretty damn good too. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Everybody else was just bad. Well, Markieff Morris, he did his thing. 12 points and 15 rebounds, but everybody else was trash. Kelly Oubre filling in for Otto Porter Jr., which was something I suggested because I wanted someone to replace Otto Porter Jr. because he was trash this series. And I was thinking that Kelly Oubre have much better game in this series than him. And plus, he's drawing heat with Delon Wright, so putting him in the lineup would have been the smart move, and they did that. But we didn't see him playing like this. Like, he was garbage. He was garbage, man. 26 minutes, 1 for 7 from the field. That's not good, man. That is absolutely not good. Marcus Gortat, 31 minutes, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and only 2 points. 0 for 3 from the three-point range. Well, 0 for 3 overall from the field. Off the bench, what can I say? Like, everybody else was trash. John Wall, Bradley Beal, Markieff Morris, the only 3 people that showed up. They shot 40% from the field, 36% from the three-point range, 42 rebounds, 12 assists, and 14 turnovers. That's it, man. Toronto goes on to the next round. Wizards, there needs to be change. No doubt about it. There needs to be change. John Wall or Bradley Beal needs to be traded. I will talk about that in a separate video. They need to be traded, one of those two. It's over. Like, you cannot go on like this no more. Marcus Gortat needs to be moved. Markieff Morris has to be moved. I will keep Kelly Oubre because I think he's a guy you could develop even more. But everybody else, they could kick rocks, man. They could get out of here. Otto Porter Jr., you can't trade him because his contract sucks. So that's all I can really say. They got to break this thing up. It's over. I think it's run its course. They need to close it out. Toronto Raptors, they got to watch out. This is probably going to be a very vital one against whoever comes out of the Cavaliers versus the Indiana Pacers game. If it's the Cavaliers, that is the big game that the Toronto Raptors have been waiting for. That's the game that they need to win. So that's it. Toronto, congratulations. Going on to the second round. Peace.